Hey there, Fletcher from All Things Overlanding here, and today I'm really excited because Helinox now has portable, super small games that you can take with you when you go camping and things like that. So today I'm going to walk you through these 4 different games that they've got. These things just dropped, they just came out, and they're super cool. I've actually planned to take them on some trips with some buddies and stuff because, you know, a lot of the times you're just kind of sitting around, drinking a beer or bourbon for a while. It can get a little tiring after hours and hours. So this gives you something to do. It's also great for kids. So when my kids go camping with me, we bring these things with us. We actually brought these on vacation here recently, and it was so much fun to play. So again, I'm going to take these things out. I'm going to kind of show you each of the games. I'm going to put links in the description below to all of these. So if you're looking for something that is fun, that's made for camping, that folds down super flat and small, and doesn't take up a ton of room in your gear, that you can take with you to make the trips more enjoyable and to kind of use during downtime, the Helinox Play Games might be a good option for you. So if you want to learn more about that, stay tuned.
Understand where it came from, but you got it, I got it. It began in the land of the sandstorm. I fought it, though I wanted everything to do with what you gave to me. Loosening my grip.
All right, but so before we dive into each of the individual games and I kind of show you them in action, I did just want to talk about the games themselves, the way that they're packaged, and of course, you know, Helinox quality and things like that. So Helinox is one of those brands that's been around for a long time. They make really good quality stuff. So I would expect nothing less, right? Like, these games are extremely well made. They're very well thought out. The storage bags for them are super nice. It's easy to get everything back in the bags. So, you know, whatever game you end up playing, these things should last for a really long time, and they're repeatable, right? What I like about them is that they're not like devices and things like that where your battery dies, you don't have anything to do. You can play these for as long as you want. They get you off your devices, they get your kids off your devices, and again, like all things Helinox, extremely well made and extremely well designed. Now, I would say my favorite of these is the Helidisc, and I'm going to show you why here in a little bit, but you've got everything from this Yut Nori, which is kind of almost more like a board game, up to some other more like games that you could play around camp. The string trees thing does require a couple of attachment points for you to hang this up so that you can play the game. So some of them may not work in every single campsite. So again, that's why I want to walk you through all 4 of these today, so you kind of know what games are what, and then I'll put links to all of them in the description below so that you can pick up whichever ones you'd like. All right, so let's start with string trees. Now, this is kind of a fun game. What it kind of reminds me of is it's kind of played a little bit like cornhole. So basically, what you're going to do is you're going to attach. I'll show you everything that comes in the box here. You get some nice instructions that are going to blow away. Then you get this really nice, I believe it's 9 feet long string with these metal rings, and they're heavy duty. Like, they have some weight to them, these rings. But basically that is it. That is the game, which is awesome. Again, this thing is, you know, fits in the palm of your hand, and you've got everything that you need to play the game. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to attach this between 2 points, say 2 trees. You're going to get it nice and tight. And then what you're going to do is you're going to split into 2 teams, usually like a couple players at least on each team, but you can play with 2 or 3 on each team if you wanted to. But you will basically, you have the different colored rings so you can tell which ones are which team's rings. And what you're going to do is you're going to take turns pushing the rings down the line. Now, when it goes down the line, you're going to see there are different colors. So there's like pink, blue, and yellow. When it gets into the first zone, then that is going to be worth 1 point. The second zone is worth 2, and then the third one is worth 3. So basically what you're going to do is, again, if I got 1 in zone 2 and it's worth 2 points, and my competitor got 1 in zone 2 and it's worth 2 points, it just cancels it out like cornhole, and you get 0 points. So whoever gets the most rings in the most zones worth the most points each round, you add those to your total. Now, hypothetically, you could end this at whatever points you want, as long as you agree on them when you first start out. I would probably, again, play it like cornhole and play to 21. When you do start, you want to push the rings starting from the front of the blue zone, so basically outside of the zones where the rings can land. And again, you don't want to push it too hard because you want to get it just right to where it will actually stick in those zones that are worth more points. So it's really a cool, fun, challenging game that, again, is really small and doesn't require a lot of thought to set up or anything like that. And when you're done, you just wrap it up, you throw it back in the bag, and you're good to go. So just as demonstration, I've got the string tree set up from my tailgate over to a little tree over there. Now, the tighter you can get this, the better, and the more level you can get it, the better. So mine has a little bit of a slant in it, but that's fine. So like right here is your starting point. You can probably start at the front too, but that seems kind of easy. If you wanted to make it more challenging, you could also back it up more, right? Like the further back that you go, the harder it might be to get it to stop in the zone. But then what you're going to do is pull your first ring up, and you can see they're in alternating order, so it forces you to kind of take turns, right? Like the black team's going to go, then silver, black, silver. So then we are just going to take this ring and I'm going to try and slide it into, say, the yellow zone, which is worth the most points. But I didn't get it. So I got it in the blue zone. So now, again, if you are the silver player, you may want to just kind of lay up. You may want to sort of stop it right in the blue, because otherwise I may push the black one farther back. So see, now they went up and they hit. But now if I'm the black player, I want to kind of bump that black one. So maybe I hit it really hard and see how mine's moved back. Then silver goes. See how they're kind of moving back. Now again, if it's really level and really taut, I think it works better. But and then you're just kind of pushing these rings and you're trying to shoot them up the line. Now here comes black again. I hit it as hard as I could to try and move it, but I couldn't quite get it to go. But so that's basically how the game is played, but super simple to set up. It's got this nice strap at the other end here that goes through this little loop, and then it has like a little C-shaped thing on it that makes it really easy to attach to like a tree limb or anything like that. So super, super easy to set up, super easy to tear down, super quick and easy to play. Lots of fun. All right, so next up we've got what they call Helidrop. So everything's Helinox, right? Hence, doesn't have anything to do with helicopters. It's because it's Helinox. But basically, what it is this is extremely similar to cornhole. So you've got 3 holes, right? Largest on the bottom, smallest on the top. You've got the little dots above each one that tell you how many points they're worth. So you get 1 point if it's in the blue, 2 in the pink, 3 in the yellow. So it's kind of like cornhole in that if you get it in the hole, you get 3. If you get it on the board, you get 1. But basically, it comes with 2 stakes that you use to stake down the bottom. And then it comes with this strap, which I've used to attach to this tree here just to kind of keep it from moving too much. And then it comes with this really easy to assemble frame, you know, very Helinox-esque, where these poles just kind of fit together. They can only go in one spot, but then that gives you the framework for the actual Helidrop. And then what you're going to do is you're going to stand about 10 feet away. You can be in 2 teams of 1 or 2, so you can play against one other person, or you could play in teams of 2. You're going to take turns throwing all 3 bags for your turn. You're going to total up the points, and then you're going to go on to the next one. Again, like cornhole, I would probably play to 21. That was what I would do, but let's give it a shot. I'm going to put my camera down here, and I'm going to take some shots, and we're going to see how it goes. I'm standing about 10 feet away here. They come with these nice little Helinox branded bags. So I'm going to go for a 3. Nope, got a 2 though. Another 2. So as you can see though, this one's a ton of fun. Like if you had, you know, some kids with you or whatever, and it folds down so small. Again, that bag that it comes in is super tiny. I'll show you that here in a second. But I mean, smaller than a chair by far, takes up almost no room. Throw it under your driver's seat, and you've got a game on the go that takes up almost no space. So this is the Helidrop bag with it all, you know, broken down and in the bag. So as you can see, it's really tiny. I mean, here it is next to the string trees. Pretty small. All right, so the next game that we have is Yut Nori. This is kind of a cool, more like a board game. So this one is nice if you want to sit around like a table, or, you know, I have it on my tailgate here, and it's nice and small. But what I like about it too is they've got these zipper pockets. So everything that you need for the game is just right here. So you can't lose it. You've got everything that you need. You literally roll this thing up, throw it in the bag. That's all that this thing is composed of, is just these few pieces and this mat. So again, really, really small footprint, really easy to use. So, but let's take these game pieces out here. There are a number of ways to score basically, but essentially it's kind of like Monopoly. You're trying to get your pieces around the board. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a piece out here. Like let's say that I'm blue and you're pink. There's 2 of us. Then what you do is you roll these are called yuts or sticks. When you roll them, there are multiple outcomes, and it's documented in the paperwork that comes with it. But basically when you roll them like this, the gist of it is if you have one that's showing up like this, that's worth 1. If you have one that's showing 2 like that, that's worth 2. This one shows 1, so that's worth another one, and then that's worth another one. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can move my piece 5 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, there are a bunch of outcomes, and they're all outlined in the instructions. There are some where, you know, if you get 4 of them to show their main side like this, if you rolled 4 of them like that, then you would actually get to go 4 spots and then roll again. There are some where you go backwards. So there's just all these different little rules around it that you have to learn a little bit. But it comes with the nice instructions that are very simple to understand. And again, it comes with all the pieces. So you can play with multiple people and just take turns rolling and then, you know, moving your pieces around the board. But so if you're looking for something that is more like a board game to play with kids, this may be a good option. Maybe older kids would be better for this, but just a simple, nice board game style game. All right, so now we are on to the 4th and final game, which is called Hela Disc. This is my favorite. You get 2, of course, awesome, because they're made by Helinox, stands with these sort of cans on the top of them. So the game that I played before was really similar to this, but it had a flat surface on the top, and you could put, say, an empty beer can or beer bottle on top of it. And then you throw the frisbee and you try and knock off your competitor's can. So basically the way that this is played is pretty simple. So you've got two towers, right? You stand within arm's length of your tower. The other team stands within arm's length of their tower. And you take turns one at a time throwing the Frisbee and trying to knock the other team's can off the top. Now, if you hit the tower but the can doesn't fall, you get 1 point. If you hit the can and it falls off the tower and the other team doesn't catch the can, you get 2 points. If you hit the can and it falls off, but the other team catches it, they get 3 points. So you want to knock it off, but you also want to knock it off in a way where they can't catch it. Now, the other cool thing is on these towers, and I'll show you this here in a second, they actually have a counting mechanism built into the towers. So counting is super easy because you can just keep track on your tower. And again, all this folds up into this one little bag. You've got your Frisbee right there. You've got your two towers. They're made by Helinox, so they're super sturdy and well made. So let me throw those together here really quick, and I'll take a couple throws and kind of show you how this game functions, and then we'll wrap this video up on these awesome Helinox Play Games. All right, so as you can see, I've got one of the poles set up here, so I'm just going to kind of show you everything about it. Again, normally when I've played this game before, you put a bottle or something on top of a flat surface. The cool thing about this is it's this hollow tube, and then there's a little indentation on the top of the pole there with these little knobs that stick out, so you can't get it wrong. You can't cheat. I've had some people that sort of put it offset or, you know, that kind of thing, so if you're concerned about cheaters, then this will alleviate that because there's only one place to put it. Down here you can see the number, the counting tagging down here. So, you know, as you score points, you just move this down to whatever score you're on, and that makes it really easy to score. Now, one thing to keep in mind is it does have these 3 feet, but you do want to make sure that you get it pretty flat. So if it's super crooked, then it's going to be more difficult. But basically now I'm going to throw the Frisbee. I'm going to see if I can knock the disc off the top again. If there was a competitor on the other side, they would try and catch the can before it hits the ground, but let's see if I can hit it. Oh, all right, guys. So, but that will do it for the Helinox Play portable games. As I mentioned in the beginning, these things are super cool, right? Like, I love that they're from a quality name brand like Helinox because, you know, they're going to last for a really long time. Again, they were really well thought out. I love the Hela Disc a lot. I like pretty much all the games. The board game is probably the one I play the least, but I love the, you know, tower game where you knock the bottles off, and I love the cornhole style game. And then the ring game, my kids love it. They love the ring game because it's super simple. It's super small. I can have them set it up on their own because it's so simple to set up. Just stretch it between two trees and tie it up. So again, if you're looking for some cool options that are really intended for camping, that are well thought out and well designed and made of quality parts that are going to last for a really long time to make your trips more fun, then something like the Helinox Play stuff may be a good option for you. So I will put links in the description down below to all these different games. So again, if you want to pick up one or two or all of them, there will be links down there just to make it as easy as possible. But they're really cool. Definitely recommend them. So again, hope that was helpful. If it was, click that like button. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure to click that subscribe button. Click the bell to be notified when new videos drop. I do a couple videos every week, so tons of awesome content here around stuff like this, gear stuff, general overlanding stuff, and a lot of vehicle modifications, do-it-yourself stuff, budget-minded stuff. So if you're into any of that stuff, I'd love to have you as a subscriber. Also in the description below are links to all my social channels, so wherever you want to come hang out, I'd love to have you there as well. There's also a link to my website where I've got funny overlanding camping themed patches and stickers, things like don't burn your wiener and it's a hot dog, or I hate people so I camp, and then all things overlanding stickers and patches too. So if you're into any of that stuff, click through that link down below and check that out on the website. And then there is also a join button below this video, which is just sort of a passive way to support the channel, get you early access to the videos, things like that. So if that sounds good, check that out. If you want a more active way to be involved with all things overlanding, there's a link to my Patreon group down below. Tons of awesome members in here. We do a 24/7 Discord where we chat about our rigs and our gear and that kind of thing. We do a once a month Zoom call where we hang out, and then we're trying to get together once or twice a year. Like, we're getting ready to go to Land Between the Lakes right now. It's going to be a ton of fun. So check that out. And then of course there is the Newbie Overlanders Facebook group. This is totally free to join and full of awesome people. So if you're just looking for a place to not be bullied, Newbie Overlanders may be a good place for you. But again, thanks for watching. Hope that was helpful, and we'll see you next time.